Hi and welcome. Thank you for expressing interest in the wealth building method. My name is Kim Edwards and I'm the founder of Get Altitude Online, and I designed the wealth building method training program to help predominantly women build wealth by using Amazon as the vehicle to achieve financial freedom, so that you never need to feel trapped, scared or financially insecure, and to ultimately do more of what you love doing, whatever that means to you. This training will teach you everything you need to learn about how to create a successful private label business on Amazon in what appears to be predominantly run by men, but it's my hope that together we can change that. I've personally been selling on Amazon for several years and have learnt by many mistakes, some of which were very costly. So apart from my desire to help women reverse their current financial position from the negative to the positive, I also want to help you eliminate as much risk as possible. I commenced on the USA platform but now sell in Australia and the UK, and I'm looking to expand into 2 other countries at this moment in time. I sell private label products and retail arbitrage products. For those of you that do not know what retail arbitrage is, I can define it simply by saying you purchase products wholesale and then sell them on Amazon at a profit. Sounds easy, but it's very time consuming. But it can be a really great way to start your journey if you have no substantial amount of cash to start selling private label products. How I actually got into it, my first private label product cost me $10,000 and it failed. Number of reasons for it. Basically, I didn't know what I was doing, even though I paid for 3 courses. I started at the very cheap end, ended up paying around about $5,000 for the last amount of training, but there were pieces missing from my training that really impacted me. Plus the product I chose was in a very competitive market, and I didn't choose my product with the right things in mind. Okay, we hear a lot about, making sure that you don't pick a product that's in a very high, that's very competitive. But there's another side that we're often not taught about, which I cover in the course and I'll talk about very shortly. So when I lost that money, I had to needed to, because I didn't have a job at the time. I'd lost my job, and even though I'd been applying for work, due to my age, etc., I wasn't finding success in the job market. So I felt that I knew it could work. I just needed to do it correctly, but now I needed to get some cash flow, so I decided to go down the retail arbitrage avenue, and I learnt that from a friend who'd been in the business. Okay, if you want to know more about that, I'm happy to discuss that with you, not an issue. If you would like to know what my mission is and what brought me to what I absolutely love doing today, which is helping women like you, reverse poverty, as it was in my case, or to improve their lifestyle, please head to my webpage at getaltitudeonline.com. I don't want to bore you with the details here. I know often, these kind of like information type webinars, videos, have an incredible amount of detail about who that person is, and you just want to get on with it. So I'll leave that one with you. So let's dive in. As well as wanting to help women, as I've said before, to achieve financial freedom, I also want to remove the fear, overwhelm and stress out of learning how to sell on Amazon, by offering a training system together with the unique opportunity to have one-on-one mentoring. And at this time it is with me, if you choose, without any upsells, tech, overwhelm or BS. Throughout the training, if you get stuck, if you've got a question, all you have to do is simply send an email or schedule a one-on-one mentoring call with me, and you will be helped. Okay, and we do our best to get you that help within 24 hours. Now, depending on what option you choose, you may well decide to pre-purchase one-on-one mentoring calls with me, which will give you 1 call per module at a very substantial discount. For those of you that do not choose to pre-purchase these calls due to your current financial circumstances, don't worry, you can purchase them separately for an additional charge as and when you need them. The purpose of these calls will be to ensure you do not get stuck and to ask any questions or raise any concerns you may have once you have been through the training. The following slides will identify what we promise and what training is included in the cost. So let's proceed. The thought of having a successful business on Amazon is exciting, but at the same time it can feel very daunting. Too often many people give up early when they face a challenge or do not see the desired results. And plus there is also an incredibly high evidence of private product failure too. So we cannot overstate the value of expert guidance as you navigate the process. And that is where the one-on-one coaching sessions really come into their own, because they're designed to keep you from being stuck and to help you stay focused and on track. I know that you probably can see the value in obtaining expert guidance, whether that's just through a training course or a training course and one-on-one coaching sessions, due to the fact that you've probably been online, been watching videos, reading blogs, seeing photos of success stories, etc., but you're getting conflicting information. One thing that you need to know about the information out there, sometimes it can be quite dated. Amazon's algorithm, which is the tech speak for how everything happens in the online space for their business, is always changing, and what training you may see on a YouTube video may actually be outdated the following day. The benefit that you have, another benefit of signing up with the wealth building method, is that any updates or changes that are made, you'll be notified of by email by us, and if there's any further training required, you'll also get access to those new training topics, lessons or modules, whatever is needed at that time. So that's another really great benefit of joining the wealth building method, and that is available to you for the life of my business. So as long as I'm doing what I'm doing, which I'm sure I'm going to be doing for a really, really long time, the course and the updates will be available to you for that period of time. The other brilliant advantage about the wealth building method is there is one clear path, okay, with 3 steps to launch your first private label product online with zero frustration, tech overwhelm or BS. Here you can see this path. There's the beginning, and here's the path. All right, that's the path you take to hopefully achieve success selling private label products on Amazon. Now, it is possible for you to get your first private label product launched in as little as 90 days once you have decided on the product you want to launch with first. Now, please note, I have said it is possible. I am unable to make a guarantee on this, or your success for that matter. Every business comes with risks, and if anybody says they can guarantee you success, you should seriously consider running away, because I seriously think they would be unable to do that. And the reason for that is there are so many variables, from the time you take to make a decision, what product you choose to sell on Amazon, the depth of research you carry out throughout the training, the amount of effort you put into each action step that I give you throughout the training, your personal financial circumstances, and of course life itself can all have a bearing on whether or not you are successful or not. I will make you a promise though. And my promise will be that I will always do my best to help you wherever I can by providing you with the support and suggested direction and advice to take with your business. Ultimately, though, when it comes to your Amazon e-commerce business, every decision that happens has to be your decision, not mine. We're all different, and that's something that I'm aware of. I accept each person as an individual. What I like and what you like, two totally different things probably. What your passion is and what my passion is, something totally different. The way that I like to do my filing, for example, it works for me. It may not work for you, and you may want to tweak it. Not an issue. Okay, so, but just know that I will always do my best to help you wherever I can. Having said that, the wealth building method is a proven, simple to follow system that not only is working for me, and has worked for others that have done this program. It's simple to follow. It is a simple to follow system that will help you to achieve your personal and financial needs, to achieve your desired lifestyle outcomes. And in this slide, you can see the roadmap like I've shown you. So from having absolutely no idea where to start, what to do, or what product to sell, through to selling your very first private label product on Amazon. Each puzzle piece on this roadmap represents a module, and within each module there are a number of lessons, and within each lesson there are topics. And for nearly everything you learn, there will be an action step for you to take, which will lead you ultimately to your desired destination. And like most courses, as I've mentioned, training and coaching programs, this provides all the pieces of the puzzle with no pieces missing. Okay, that's a promise. No matter what assistance you need, I can show you how, what needs to be done. But there may be some things like, you've never created a Excel spreadsheet, for example, or you may never have set up your own business email, for example. You've never created a website before. You've never done bookkeeping before. These are all things that I'll show you and help you with. Okay, it doesn't matter how, never ever feel stupid. I never ever want you to feel that you can't ask me a question because you feel like it's silly. I'm here all the way. Okay, all you need to do is act by completing the right steps in the right order, and we will be there for you every step of the way. Please now allow me to take some more of your time to give you a window on each module and step within the Wealth Building Method program. Before any house is built, it needs to have a really strong foundation. Would you agree? I'm sure you would. And this is what the first step of the Wealth Building Method training is going to help to do for your business. So this is what we call the first step, the foundational step. There are 3 modules included in this step, and they're all about preparation and the considerations you need to think about and take action on before actually commencing your Amazon e-commerce business. Creating your own business is exciting, but can also be challenging if you're not prepared. And this step is unfortunately missing from many courses out there. I'm just starting to see a couple of people, and I know why they are, because they've learned that I'm doing it. I actually worked and helped one business actually create some of their courses and supported their growing Facebook group, who's discovered I'm doing it, but I know they're not doing it as well as me. I continue to take courses so that I can keep abreast of what my competition is doing, and also to learn from them, anything that maybe I've never considered. So this is a really important step. Some of you may have an existing business already. Unfortunately, there may be things you already know in here, but I'm sure there's going to be content that especially in this module here, there will be content that you will learn that you may not have learned. But like with anything, if you pay for the whole course, you have to do the steps. Okay, and I'll talk to you more about that towards the end. Let's dig in now to view through the window of each module. The Perfect Business module will take you through each step of starting a business the right way to ensure you're compliant, legal and protected within Australia. Things that you will learn will include things like choosing the right business structure, registering a company name, how to obtain an Australian business number, otherwise referred to as ABN, how to choose your business name and ensure that it resonates with your target audience, and how to register that business name, how to obtain your domain name and your social media assets, how to protect your intellectual property, how to research your market, industry and any laws that may apply to you, which taxes you need to register for, how to keep the right records for tax and accounting purposes, how to protect your business, and what insurance you may need to consider. Plus there is training on how to use OneNote, for example, which I find to be a fantastic app that will help you maintain a system, and it's free, where you can store all your training notes, research, links and so much more. I teach you how to manage your own bookkeeping and the software to use. There's so many things there that you're going to learn. Okay. The second module in the foundational section of the wealth building method is titled Target Market, and acting on this is going to save you a ton of time and money and help everything else you do fall into place. It is very likely going to give you an unfair advantage as an Amazon e-commerce seller. This module is going to help you identify your ideal customer for your business in a way you've probably not seen before. It will show you how to find the best audience that you can feel passionate about serving, which will then help you to decide on help you to then be able to source products based on the existing needs and desires of that audience, rather than, trying to tell them they've got a problem and then selling them the product for that problem you try to convince them that they have. And all of this needs to obviously fit in with your personal and financial goals. By the time you complete this training, you will have learned how to find the perfect product for your chosen target audience, have certainty that you're solving a problem that exists in that marketplace, and have a clear pathway to get there. The third module in the foundational section of the wealth building method, you'll discover how to find and select and source winning products from all over the world, not just China. You may even want to look at sourcing products locally where you can, due to our outstanding reputation throughout the world. I'm stuck for words because of that beeping of my phone, I think. And by choosing Australian products where you can, you're going to be heads above the rest. Okay. You'll also learn things like negotiating the best pricing, how to approach suppliers so that you can maximize profits to achieve your financial outcomes, and so much more. Okay, so that was the first step, the foundational step of the wealth building method. The second level of the wealth building method that I have called Creation is all about bringing it all together. In these three modules, you'll learn about branding and design, how to create a website for credibility, the nuts and bolts of your Amazon Seller Central. Actually, your website will actually come in the foundational level. I've changed this a bit. Sorry, I'd forgotten to change this in this recording. The nuts and bolts of your Amazon Seller Central account. So your Amazon e-commerce business is compliant and built for success, and so much more. So again, please give me now the opportunity to look through the window of each of these three modules. Risk aversion, the first module in the creation step of the wealth building method. The difference between business success and business failure is often caused by not having a clear pathway and knowing and understanding your numbers, financial numbers in particular. So you need that you need to be able to achieve your personal and financial goals. So before making any commitment to any financial expenditure or on inventory, I want you to learn how to ensure the numbers work in your favour so that you can eliminate as much risk of business failure as possible. This is a very, very important module, because what is the point of going to all the effort of launching a product if it cannot give you a return that will help you to achieve your goals? You certainly do not want to launch a product to find yourself in a worse financial position than at the start. The second module will teach you how to create a brand that will have an identity that transcends the products themselves by making an emotional, humanistic connection with your target audience that you care about, that will ensure you stand out from the crowd, hence the naming of this module, Differentiate. And the third module in the creation step is where you will learn everything you need to know about your Amazon account and Amazon shopfront. Please note, however, you will not be required to open your Amazon professional account until you are almost ready to send your private label product into Amazon. The reason I do not recommend you do it beforehand is simply because you'll be required to pay your Amazon monthly professional seller fees whether you have items for sale or not. So it's simply putting money in Amazon's pocket when it would be better serving you in your own. Now I have that out of the way, let me continue. As I said earlier, in this module you'll learn everything you need to know about your Amazon account and Amazon shopfront. Plus you will learn how to navigate your account and how to get the best from seller support services. You will learn all the do's and don'ts that make up the Amazon terms of service that will avoid the risk of your account being suspended or worse still, terminated. You'll also learn how to understand and interpret the vast array of reports provided by Amazon, which can really help you to maximize your sales and profits and know what is working and what is not working. Step 3, I've titled it as Domination, because in this step you will learn how to get your products into Amazon Fulfillment Center and the best way to showcase and launch your products, which will hopefully give you lots and lots of sales. So let's take a closer look at what each module in this step has to offer. The first module in the step of the wealth building method is all about fulfillment, getting your products from the manufacturer to Amazon. The road to importing and getting your product into Amazon can be paved with all sorts of challenges. So I'll make sure that you learn what to do, how to do it, and why you need to do it. This module will result in you being able to avoid making mistakes that could be costly, eliminate stress, and provide you with a peace of mind because you know you've dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's. List and launch is the second module in this step, and once you know your private label product is on its way, you'll want to now create your Amazon product listing. And yes, I know for many of you, you'd just love to just be able to pick a product you wish, or somebody would give you a product that you know would be successful, and you'd like them to list it on Amazon for you, and you want to get the money. I apologize if I said yeah, a lot of you. I know that's wishful thinking, but unfortunately there are no cutting corners. You do have to go through the steps. But the product listing, what is it? This is basically the advert of your product that is seen on Amazon when people type in a particular keyword looking for a product like yours. And it's really important that you get this right first time. And that is a lot to do with the algorithm of Amazon. This training will also ensure your product is put in front of the right target audience. You'll learn how to optimize your product listing as well to maximize sales, and techniques that will help you to stay ahead of your competition and get you onto page 1 as quickly as possible. Plus, having a launch strategy is essential when it comes to introducing a new private label product onto Amazon. So not getting this right or underestimating the importance of doing a product launch at the outset often causes failure. And the purpose of running a product launch at the outset is to boost your organic Amazon sales so that you appear on page 1 as quickly as possible, and to also get Amazon reviews, which are an essential component for achieving success on Amazon. This module will show you the best strategies for a successful product launch and how to go about it. The third module sell, simple, you want to sell your product, I'll show you how to drive that initial traffic and how to attract sales on and off Amazon so that you can rapidly scale your business using services that Amazon can offer you together with other proven paid, social and organic traffic strategies, because Amazon does not offer an if you build it they will come platform. Well, there you have it. That's the wealth building method explained in a very simple nutshell. It does sound very simple, and to be honest, it is very doable. Anybody can learn how to do it, but it really is better if you have someone who can walk beside you, who has the experience, who will provide you with a roadmap of how to get there. I believe, of course, and so I should, that the wealth building method really does provide all the pieces of the puzzle with no puzzle pieces missing. I do hope I have covered everything you wanted to know, but please feel free to contact me if there's anything else you'd like to ask. Or indeed, you can book a call with me, or so that you can speak to me one-on-one if you prefer, like I do, and I'll be very happy to help you to do that where I can, to do that for you. Now I'd like to show you, I'd like a little bit more of your time, please. I'd like to show you the promises, not just one promise, promises that Get Altitude Online will make to you if you decide to purchase this training. Okay. This is a snapshot of our promises, and you can see there's a number of them. Okay, so we've got a total of 8 promises that we want to give you, or want to make to you. The first one, I promise you that I will be completely transparent. Nobody here at Get Altitude Online will insult your intelligence or create undue sales pressure by using unscrupulous tactics that are all too common in the digital marketing space. We want to earn your business based on the merit of our training, period. Okay. Our second promise is related to pricing integrity. We pledge to price our products and training based on the 10x rule. We ask you to carefully evaluate our solutions and only purchase our product and training when you feel confident that you can generate at least 10 times the value in return. We will never offer fake discounts or offers to anyone either. As I said, I do have, well, I will tell you later, I have several pricing options. The top option is everything included, but then I have other options which allow people with not as much money to be able to at least commence the training. Okay. I promise no spammy email blasts pushing cheap products that you probably won't need, and that I've never even used, just so that I can earn a commission from them. I will only ever recommend a short list of products I have tested and that we use on a regular basis and have found to produce measurable value in our business first. And I will, of course, be very open. As I said, I promise complete transparency as to whether or not I will earn a commission. I will promise to give you 110% commitment to your success. Every member of our team is empowered to provide support to you at different levels, and our desire is to help you from being stuck and to remain clear on your next step in your business growth strategy. We promise to be constantly innovating. We shall remain relentless in our mission to discover, test and create new models and new training, tools and strategies to help you, our client, and your business stay at the forefront of the digital landscape. Delivery of new training content and any updates will remain critical to our mission because we know how important and the impact they can have on your business if you're not kept informed and up to date. We promise to provide, our promise is to provide a simple philosophy. We believe you should be in control of your life, your schedule and your finances. Our advice is to take advantage of the largest marketplace in the world to change the trajectory of your life. There is a better way, a right way to selling on Amazon, and we believe it can be learned by anyone who is willing, teachable and prepared to put in the time and effort with the right attitude. We promise you absolute honesty. We've got zero interest in stretching truth to get sales. That simply is not part of our company's DNA, or my DNA for that matter. Tall tales about beachfront properties and 20-car garage spaces full of rare collector cars. No, you'll not get that kind of multi-level marketing bullshit from us. And ask us a question and we'll give you a straight answer. Do we make outlandish claims about the earnings you will make on Amazon? Absolutely not. And again, something you should run from when somebody does try to do that. Do we believe you can be successful if you're willing to put in the work? Emphatically, yes. We're all entrepreneurs at heart. We constantly battle limitations and restrictions. We fight against the status quo and others' expectations. Our business, this business was founded by me. I wanted freedom and flexibility, probably the same things you're after. I took the gamble when I was on the very doorstep of homelessness to chase my entrepreneurial dreams. I understand where you're coming from. Believe me, I'm sure I've been there, done that. I don't know how many Chinamen I've killed in my life, but I've been through divorce. I've been in abusive relationships. I've raised my children. I'm a grandparent. I've relocated to a different country. Yes, I have faced homelessness. Thankfully, I'm fortunate enough to have skills and an incredible ability to learn quickly. But I do know there are a lot of people out there who are in lack because they don't have the skills. And, it's one of my, there's, recently, there's so much information out there that provides evidence that women at some point in their lifetime are going to face financial barriers. Thankfully it's coming to the front with media, and as such we can be better informed. And when you're informed, when you know, you can then prepare. I never had, first of all, there was never such a thing as superannuation for many, many years of my working life. Then when I, wasn't working because I was raising my children, I wasn't earning an income, and I couldn't contribute into the superannuation fund. Then we had the global downturn, and I had a divorce, and basically had to walk away from it because it was an abusive relationship. I had no money, no nothing, just my two precious, gorgeous children, who I'm so proud of. Had to start again. But that was really the only time in my life where I started to be able to put into super. But at the same time, I got myself ahead. I was actually able to get myself into a really good position, purchase my own home, and had a great job. And then we had the downturn, and I was working within the mining sector in WA at the time, in Kalgoorlie. And the housing market, actually I won't talk about the housing market just at that point in time because that was a bit later, but because of the downturn, the company I was working for decided to close up their branch. I had met somebody online, and we'd been communicating a lot. We'd met each other, stayed with each other. We decided it would be a good time for me to come back. Plus I was expecting my first grandchild, and they were living on the East Coast, so I wanted to be nearer to them. So I moved to the East Coast. We invested in a business, carpet and upholstery business. I withdrew money, equity from my home, because I was fortunate enough to buy on the low end of the market and made, quite a substantial amount of equity in that time. So I borrowed money with this partner who ended up being a narcissist, and goodness knows what else. Got a phone call from my accountant to say that $60,000 had disappeared from my account, and it was him, and he did a runner, weren't able to trace him. And I then found myself in a position where I had to then sell my house to keep me floating, because I'd lost so much money to be able to run the business myself. And when I sold my house, I was just basically able to come out of it on the break even. It was so disappointing because it was my intention to sell the house, and I had around about $200,000 equity at the time, and I wanted to give my son and daughter $50,000 to put a deposit on a house. Ever since then, I've been trying to, get back on top of it. And unfortunately, my age also was beginning to have telltale signs. Long story. Anyway, I'm doing well now, I have to tell you. Haven't quite got to the stage yet where I'm in a position to purchase my own house, but I'm certainly far more secure, able to live independently, able to do, quite a lot of things that I love to do. But it's a process, and please, I don't want you to think that this is overnight success. You have to give it time. If you want to create a business that you can sell, which when you sell will give you the capital to be able to then do what you want, either reinvest in another business with Amazon, bigger and better, that's possible. But know that it's for the long term. There's a difference between earning a couple of $100 a month to being able to earn in excess of $10,000 a month. But in saying that, depending on what your lifestyle and your goals are, you may not choose to take that money out of your business. You may choose to reinvest it elsewhere. So, live within your means, and so that you can store up equity for the future. That's my motto at the moment. I keep my life down to a minimum. I always ask myself the question, do I need this, or is it a case of, do I want it? And I do reward myself with the things that I want rather than need sometimes, but this is all because I got to a point in my life where I was basically homeless. If it hadn't been for a friend who gave me a couch, I don't know what I would have done. And it still makes me feel very, very emotional. And I do not want, I want to help women, prevent that happening to other women, that situation. So that's why I've created the course, and why I can absolutely say I will always, always do my very, very best to help you succeed. And, I promise to be there for you every step of the way. Okay, I'll leave it at that there. So that's our promises. Now, I'm sure you're asking, what is the cost? I can hear you ask that question. So I do have several training package options available. It is my hope that at least one of them will fit your personal and financial circumstances at this time. I'd be happy to discuss the different options with you once we have established by phone that this is the right course for you, that you do have the right reasons for doing it, and you do have the right attitude and are prepared to put in the work. Plus, I want to make sure that you are the right fit for us. And what I mean by that is that, I feel I can relate to you and you can relate to me. It's really, really important because we do work really closely. I encourage you to book a call with me in the first instance so that you can ask me for further clarification or any other, you can obtain further clarification or ask any other questions you may have. You can book a call with me by heading to our business Facebook page. So just type in facebook.com/Get Altitude Online, and you'll see there's a book now button, and there's absolutely no cost to you, and you'll have 60 minutes to fire whatever you like at me, and I'll do my best to assist you. One thing I would like to point out about the Wealth Building Method program. It is a progressive course, and what I mean by that is you are required to take action for every step you learn and will not be able to proceed until the action is completed. My desire is for you to have a successful Amazon e-commerce business selling private label products, but one thing I know is it will never happen if you do not take action or if you try to cut corners because you want the end result without doing any work for it, or you allow life to happen to you instead of you making life happen for you. So my desire is for you to achieve your goals, not merely dream about achieving them. And I honestly hope that is okay with you. And believe you me, when I need to give you a tough talk, I'll give you a tough talk. I am very straight. There's no frills with me, unfortunately. I am pretty direct. I grew up in the UK and Africa, and we have a little bit of a different communication style, but believe me, I'm always doing it with love and with caring and a desire for you to have the best. One other thing also, prior to commencing the training, once you've paid for the training, you will be asked to sign a mutual non-disclosure agreement before you get given any training. This is to protect you and me. From your perspective, you'll have the confidence and certainty that anything you share with myself or my colleagues at Get Altitude Online will be kept confident and we will never share it with anybody without your express written permission. From my perspective, I expect the same respect. I've put in an incredible amount of time and energy and continue to do so into creating and updating the wealth building method so that it's up to date and current, and I want to protect it in the best way I can from being shared by you with others. And also, look at it this way: if you share it with others for free, you're actually diluting the value for yourself too. But if you do need to share it, I ask that you put that in writing to get permission from me first. I will also want you to disclose why you want to share it and who you're going to share it with. I may also disclose information like I have just now, basically just telling you a little bit about my personal circumstances that directly relates to my business or me as an individual, and would ask that it remains confidential. So I'm trusting that by you signing the mutual agreement that you will do that for me. If you have any questions about this agreement, I ask that you get in touch immediately, and if you decide you do not want to sign it, we will happily refund your money. Throughout the course, you will be given training videos. You are not allowed to download them onto any device or computer or anybody else's. It's just a no-no. They're copyrighted and they're not for public use. However, you will get a PDF of the slide presentation to download, and I'll provide you with the workbooks, worksheets, any other material that is required to help you move forward. But the one thing I ask is that you do not share this information with anybody else, okay? And as I said, if you don't want to sign it for any reason, once we've had a chat about it, then I'll happily refund your money. If you do proceed with the full training package, you will receive upon completion of the wealth building method a certificate of completion that will outline all the skills you have learned, which may be of benefit to you down the track. You might be wondering what happens after you complete the wealth building training program. Once you've got your product launched, will you still get my support, for example? Well, let me tell you, it doesn't have to stop there. I can offer you something else after that. So basically, once you've launched and are selling your first private label product and have mastered the basics of the Amazon platform, and depending on what your personal, financial and business goals are, you may want to learn how to leverage and scale your business. Well, we've got you covered by being able to offer you a low-cost wealth building method membership program. Don't worry, there's no contract, so you can cancel at any time, and it'll only cost you $10 a week plus GST. Or if you want to pay for 12 months in advance, you can receive your membership for a very low cost of $5 a week plus GST. I believe I mentioned earlier that when you purchase the wealth building method training, you have access to it for life and any of the updates pertaining to it. However, what it won't provide you with is a library of additional training that can be found in the Wealth Building Method membership program. This library of additional training will provide you with things like, sorry, just find my notes so I remember some of the things that I've got in there. So it'll give you access to an additional library of training which will continue to consistently grow. Examples of that, the types of training you can expect to find in this library include how to create a successful marketing and sales funnel, how to run your Amazon e-commerce using the Profit First accounting method, of which, by the way, I send you the book on. Once you start the program, I send you out that book so you can have a look at it. It's a really brilliant accounting system or accounting method that I'd like you to consider. However, it needs to be tweaked specifically for the Amazon e-commerce business, so that training is provided in this library because the Amazon business has a uniqueness to itself. Okay, so I've created this training so it can be adapted to be able to use the accounting method. It'll also include how to build your email list, training on how to build your social media assets, how to expand into other Amazon marketplaces or countries, even onto other e-commerce platforms such as eBay, Shopify. It's got a training in there how to get sales using YouTube, how to advertise on Google and Bing, how to set up a Shopify store, how to outsource the work you hate doing. The list is long and the possibilities of what I will add to the library are long too. The main thing is, as long as you keep up to date with your monthly membership subscription, you'll have access to everything in that library and you'll hopefully never have to pay for another training course again. You'll also have access to the weekly support webinars, okay, where we will all come together every week. So you'll get to chat to other women like yourself, and we'll be able to join forces and bring to the table what we've learned or tried that is working or not working. You'll have the opportunity to ask any questions you have, plus you'll also be kept up to date with any changes within the e-commerce space. You'll also have the opportunity to join an online networking group. I'm hoping to take that into face-to-face meetups in the, as and when we have a need for them, where you'll be able to build long-lasting friendships with like-minded women and perhaps even collaborate with others to create a joint private label product where the profits of which could be shared equally, or indeed you could use it to raise money for your favorite charity or not-for-profit organization, or to help those women who live in countries where they want to provide education to their children but they can't afford to. So you might choose to buy a product from that community that can make those products, that the profits that they make from you buying that product to private label can help them to then improve their quality of life. I mean, there's all sorts of things you can do. It'll also be an uplifting and supportive environment where you'll be able to share your experiences with others and support each other to achieve their dreams, goals and desires. I know it's early days, but I just wanted to let you know that I want to be with you for the long haul. I want to be your support person, your mentor, your coach, your friend, your confidant, your motivational guru, your accountability partner, even a shoulder to cry on when things are not going so well, or to share a glass of champagne with. when you need to celebrate. I really want to see you succeed, and I also really want to see you exceed your very own expectations. And I believe that once you've got the basics, like I said, if you come on board and join the membership program, monthly membership program, it will actually help you to exceed your very own expectations in a very inexpensive way, to get additional support and training from me as you go forward. Is there anything else? That there's probably, there's quite a lot more. The other benefit of this membership program is that you'll actually receive email reminders of things that you need to be considering for your Amazon or your e-commerce business, because hopefully you'll branch out to other e-commerce platforms. But when I say email reminders, things like, start thinking about Father's Day. Do you have a way that you can package your product up so that it becomes a Father's Day present, Mother's Day, Chinese New Year is something that we all need to be reminded of every year. We get so busy with Christmas sometimes that as sellers on Amazon, we can easily forget about Chinese New Year. And what happens in Chinese New Year, the factory's completely shut down for a whole month. So if you haven't got enough inventory to see you through that Christmas January period and through to February, you are going to lose out massively. And some people have lost their businesses because of it. Okay, there'll be emails that will give you ideas to help you hone in on, these national kind of holidays, if you like. Okay, you get the idea, hopefully. Anyway, I think that I just, basically, that covers it with that. I just want to thank you again for watching this video. I hope it's been informative enough for you to feel certain that this is the right place for you to learn how to create a successful Amazon e-commerce business. If it is, then can I ask you to book a call with me by heading to facebook.com/getaltitudeonline. Alternatively, send me an email. When you click on the button within the Facebook page, it will give you access to my calendar and show you when I'm available. If for any reason there is not a time slot that suits you, then please shoot me an email and we can try to change that so we can get on the phone together as quickly as possible at a time that is mutually convenient. Once again, many thanks for taking the time out for what I know to be true for nearly every single one of us as women is a very, very busy schedule. I look forward to hearing from you very, very soon. Thank you.